birth of an empire, Genghis Khan, and the unification of Mongolia. The year is 1206. From the windswept steppes of Central Asia, a new power emerges. A leader rises, destined to conquer and unite. His name is Genghis Khan, and he will forge an empire unlike any the world has ever seen. Born Temujin, his early life was marked by hardship and struggle. He witnessed the brutal realities of tribal warfare and the constant threat to his people's survival. Temujin possessed an indomitable spirit and a keen intellect. He understood that the nomadic tribes of Mongolia, divided for centuries, were vulnerable. Only by uniting under a single banner could they hope to prosper. Through a combination of strategic alliances, decisive military victories, and a charismatic personality that commanded respect, Temujin brought the Mongol tribes under his rule. In a grand Kurultai, a traditional Mongol assembly, Temujin was proclaimed Genghis Khan, the Great Khan or Oceanic ruler. This title reflected the vast ambitions he held for his newly unified people. No longer would they be bound by tribal squabbles. Genghis Khan envisioned a powerful Mongol nation, capable of expanding its influence far beyond the steppes. With a unified Mongolia at his command, Genghis Khan set his sights on a course of conquest that would reshape the map of the world. His leadership, combined with the strength of his unified people, marked the beginning of a new era, the era of the Mongol Empire. The Mongol war machine, tactics and strategies of conquest. The Mongol army, a force honed by years of intertribal conflict, became a formidable weapon under Genghis Khan's command. His leadership transformed disparate tribes into a unified and disciplined military force. Unlike other armies of the time, the Mongols were primarily light cavalry, allowing them unmatched speed and maneuverability. This mobility gave them a significant advantage over more heavily armored and slower-moving opponents. Their horses, small but incredibly hardy, could cover vast distances, enabling the Mongols to strike swiftly and unexpectedly. These horses were central to their strategy, providing both transportation and a platform for their archers. The Mongols were masters of archery. Their ability to shoot accurately while riding at full speed was unparalleled, making them a formidable force in any engagement. Their composite bows, crafted from wood, horn, and sinew, could fire arrows with incredible accuracy and power. These bows were both lightweight and durable, perfect for the fast-paced warfare the Mongols excelled in. Mongol warriors were trained from childhood to ride and shoot, becoming incredibly proficient horsemen and archers. This lifelong training ensured that every warrior was highly skilled and battle-ready. They could rain down arrows on the enemy while riding at full gallop, making them a deadly force on the battlefield. This tactic, known as the Parthian shot, allowed them to engage enemies without ever slowing down. Genghis Khan's military genius lay not just in the strength of his army, but also in his strategic brilliance. He was a master of planning and could adapt his strategies to the changing circumstances of battle. He understood the importance of intelligence and reconnaissance. By gathering detailed information about his enemies, he could make informed decisions and outmaneuver his opponents. Before launching an attack, he would send spies and scouts to gather information about the enemy's strengths and weaknesses. This intelligence was crucial in planning effective and decisive attacks. This allowed him to plan his attacks with precision, exploiting his enemy's vulnerabilities. His ability to coordinate complex maneuvers and execute them flawlessly was a key factor in his many victories. The Mongols were also masters of psychological warfare. They often used fear as a weapon, spreading tales of their brutality to demoralize their enemies before a battle even began. They often used fear as a weapon, spreading tales of their brutality to demoralize their enemies before a battle even began. This reputation for ruthlessness often led to quick surrenders, avoiding prolonged conflicts. While they could be ruthless in victory, they were also known to show mercy to those who surrendered without resistance. This dual approach of fear and mercy was a powerful tool in their conquests. This pragmatic approach often led to cities and entire populations submitting to Mongol rule without a fight. The combination of military prowess, strategic brilliance, and psychological tactics made the Mongol army an unstoppable force in their era. From steppes to cities, the Mongol Empire's unprecedented expansion. The Mongol Empire under Genghis Khan's leadership expanded at a pace never before seen in history. His vision and military genius transformed a group of nomadic tribes into a formidable force that reshaped the world. From the steppes of Mongolia Their horses thundered across Asia, their arrows finding their marks with deadly accuracy. The Mongol cavalry, known for their speed and precision, became the terror of kingdoms far and wide. The Khwarezmian dynasty, a powerful empire in Central Asia, was the first to fall to the Mongol onslaught. Their cities were razed, and their armies decimated, showcasing the might of the Mongol war machine. Genghis Khan's campaigns were not merely about conquest, they were also driven by a desire to secure trade routes and establish dominance over key economic centers. His strategic acumen ensured that the Mongol Empire thrived economically as well as militarily. The Silk Road, the lifeline of trade between East and West, came under Mongol control, bringing immense wealth and facilitating cultural exchange. This control over trade routes allowed the Mongols to amass great riches and influence. The Mongols, once nomadic herders, became the overlords of vast trading cities and bustling centers of commerce. Their transformation from pastoralists to rulers of urban centers marked a significant shift in their societal structure. As the Mongol Empire grew, so did its reputation for both brutality and tolerance. They were known for their ruthless tactics in battle, but also for their ability to govern diverse populations with a degree of religious and cultural tolerance. While cities that resisted were often sacked and their populations decimated, those that surrendered peacefully were often spared and allowed to continue their religious and cultural practices. This dual approach helped the Mongols maintain control over a vast and diverse empire. This pragmatic approach, combined with their military prowess, enabled the Mongols to conquer vast swaths of territory in a remarkably short period. Their ability to adapt and integrate different cultures was key to their success. By the time of Genghis Khan's death in 1227, the Mongol Empire stretched from the Pacific Ocean in the east to the Caspian Sea in the west. This vast expanse was a testament to their unparalleled conquests. It encompassed a vast territory that included present-day Mongolia, China, Korea, Central Asia, and parts of Eastern Europe. The cultural and economic impact of this empire was felt across continents. The empire he forged would continue to expand under his successors, becoming the largest contiguous land empire in human history. The legacy of Genghis Khan and his descendants shaped the course of history for centuries to come. Section 4. The Pax Mongolica, a time of cultural exchange and global trade. The Mongol conquest brought about a period of relative peace and stability across Eurasia, known as the Pax Mongolica, or Mongol Peace. This era was marked by the unification of vast territories under a single rule, which facilitated unprecedented levels of interaction and exchange. This era, which lasted for over a century, saw an unprecedented flow of goods, ideas, and people across the empire. The Mongol Empire's vast network of trade routes, including the famous Silk Road, became the arteries through which this exchange flowed. The Silk Road, once again secure under Mongol rule, flourished, connecting east and west in a vibrant network of trade. Merchants and travelers could move more freely and safely than ever before, fostering a dynamic environment of cultural and economic exchange. From the markets of China to the bazaars of Persia, caravan routes bustled with merchants transporting silks, spices, porcelain, and other precious commodities. These goods were not only traded but also influenced the cultures and lifestyles of the regions they reached. The Mongols, eager to profit from this trade, established a system of postal stations and ensured the safety of merchants traveling through their domains. This network of postal stations, known as the Yam system, allowed for efficient communication and the swift movement of goods and information. This facilitated the exchange of not just goods but also technology, knowledge, and artistic styles. Scholars, artisans, and craftsmen traveled along these routes, sharing their expertise and innovations with distant lands. The Pax Mongolica also witnessed the rise of new technologies and innovations. The movement of people and ideas across the empire led to significant advancements in various fields. Gunpowder, originating in China, made its way westward, eventually transforming warfare in Europe. This powerful invention changed the nature of combat and had a lasting impact on military strategies and technologies. Printing techniques also developed in the East, spread throughout the empire, contributing to the dissemination of knowledge. The ability to produce texts more efficiently allowed for the wider distribution of information and ideas. The Mongols, despite their reputation as warriors, were eager to adopt and adapt new ideas and technologies from the cultures they conquered. This openness to innovation helped them maintain their vast empire and integrate diverse cultures. The Mongols' religious tolerance further contributed to the cultural dynamism of the Pax Mongolica. They allowed various religious practices to coexist, fostering an environment of mutual respect and understanding. While they themselves practiced Tengrism, a shamanistic religion native to the steppes, they allowed freedom of worship within their empire. This policy of religious tolerance was instrumental in maintaining peace and stability across their diverse territories. Buddhism, Islam, Christianity, and other faiths coexisted under Mongol rule, leading to a rich tapestry of religious and cultural practices. This blend of beliefs and traditions created a unique and vibrant cultural landscape that defined the Pax Mongolica. Section 5. The Legacy of Genghis Khan, Division and Succession Within the Empire. In 1227, Genghis Khan, the architect of the Mongol Empire, passed away, leaving behind a legacy of conquest and a vast dominion that stretched across Asia. Before his death, he divided his empire among his 4 sons, ensuring a smooth transition of power and preventing a struggle for the throne that could have fractured the empire. This division, while intended to maintain stability, also sowed the seeds for the empire's eventual fragmentation. Each of Genghis Khan's sons inherited a portion of the empire known as a khanate. These khanates, while nominally united under the authority of the Great Khan, gradually developed their own distinct identities and interests. Despite the division, the Mongol Empire continued to expand under the rule of Genghis Khan's successors. His sons and grandsons led further conquests, extending the empire's reach into Persia, the Middle East, and Eastern Europe. The Mongol war machine, forged by Genghis Khan, continued to roll on, spreading fear and awe throughout Eurasia. The division of the empire, however, would eventually take its toll. Communication and coordination between the khanates became increasingly difficult. Cultural and religious differences, exacerbated by distance and time, led to growing tensions. The seeds of division sown by Genghis Khan's well-intentioned act would eventually blossom into full-blown conflict, weakening the empire from within.